Okay, so this is my virtual machine. I use a virtual machine because my operating system is Linux and iSpy runs on Windows. So this is a version of iSpy installed in my machine. If I go to these web settings, I can see my address and the port. The reason that these settings are here is because in the commercial version, users can pay $7, have username and password, and then they set the address and the port and the website, the iSpy website, access our station, and we can see the cameras from all over the world via their website. Okay, so we started the research by going to, oopsie, and trying to go to this address and port to see what's going on. And iSpy is running, access this server via the website. Okay, so we had to think. We analyzed the code in GitHub because the product is open source, partially. So we've managed to get to bypass the authentication. And the way we did that is, instead of just putting username and password, we found in the log that if we'll supply this query string param cross-domain.xml, we'll be able to pass the authentication, and here we can see the log. In this specific instance, there are not so many details in the log, but in some instances around the world, there were username and password as well. We also managed to run operation system commands. In here, as you can see, we have calculator here. And why is that? The solution provides a way to see video files that were recorded by iSpy using the camera. So in order to provide this functionality, there is a function, play file, and the function takes fn, a query string variable, a query string param as an input, and they expect to get a specific location of video file, but instead of that, we were able to traverse to C drive and then back to Windows system and calculator. The reason we show the calculator is not because we want to see the calculator, it's just a proof of concept, because we want to show that we can run OS commands. Okay, so because we don't want to make any damage, we pop the calculator. But it was still not enough. We wanted to steal the streaming, and maybe if we wear the hat, the black hat, we can steal the streaming and provide these services on iSpy services and iSpy server, not for $7, but for less. And then we have their infrastructure, but we get the money to ourselves. So we created, we created a JavaScript with HTML, and now you can see that I took the string. If you want to see the code, as you have here in HTML, and in the body on load, there is a JavaScript function. And what happens here, because the onload process never ends, okay? Because every time the image is in unloading, then the body is also in onload, etc., etc. So we have an update of the frames, and then it goes continuously, and that's why we can see the video. So this was iSpy, but we probably want to see a little more. We want to see why it happens. So let's check it out. Why? Okay, so in the code, there is a variable named as b as of. And from one hand, you can check the authentication. From the other hand, if the HTTP request contains ends with cross-domain .xml, then you don't have to write a username and password. And this is the play file, the video file. So in here, there are two problems. One problem is that the file name is coming from user input, and then we can traverse all over the drive. And the other vulnerability is the process start. Process start, it's like when you open MP4 file in your Windows operation system, Windows Media Player will pop up automatically and play the video file. Why? Because Windows knows, the operation system knows that that's what we would like to do with MP4. But when we use a code, if we use process.start and provide an executable, then the executable will run. So the developer should limit the folder, like it shouldn't let us traverse all over the hard disk, and check the file if what we want to run is MP4 or something else. So this was iSpy. Of course, that we contact the developer. He fixed the code, and after he fixed the code, we checked that the code is safe. We suggested more corrections. He provided the corrections, and then he asked from us, please do not publish these vulnerabilities. I want to send the updates to all my users. And of course, we agreed, and we wait a few months, and we waited a few months, and then after that, we publish the vulnerabilities. So this was iSpy.